Hey you guys, this is Raphael from ShilohRelics.com. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're staying healthy and staying away from people. And I hope you're ready to learn a little bit about Civil War history. I'm thankful that I get to share this information with you, and I hope you enjoy it. This is one of the pieces that somebody that was watching one of the videos said, hey, how about Civil War autographs? And I thought, well, where better to start than with one of the most famous figures of the Civil War, Robert Edward Lee. General Lee commanded the Confederate forces. He was born in 1807. His dad was Light Horse Harry Lee, who served in the Revolutionary War with George Washington, and George Washington was very proud of his service and commended him several times. Lee, at 18, went to West Point Military Academy. In 4 years, he graduated second in his class and went without a demerit. 4 years at West Point and not a single demerit. He served in the Army and went to the war with Mexico, served very bravely there, was honored because of his service. After the Mexican War, he actually went back to West Point and taught. He was commander at West Point, and some of the autographs that you see are from this service before the Civil War. They're a tough thing to find because he was just another soldier at that time. One of the documents that we have here is while he was at West Point. It has his really clear R.E. Lee, and that's the way he would sign it. Even early on, you see some of them. I had one when he was a cadet, and it was smaller, but it still had that character of somebody that had faith in themselves and believed they were going to be somebody, and he was. He had one of the coolest quotes that I know of from the Civil War. He said, "It is well that war is so terrible, otherwise we should grow too fond of it." So I always liked that one. I never thought I'd get to use it in anything, but there you go. The time frame of a Lee autograph has a lot to do with the value, because the majority of the things that you see of his are from after the war. He served during the war and he commanded the Confederates. He's the one that surrendered at Appomattox to General Grant. And one cool side note on the Appomattox surrender, there was a General, Joshua Chamberlain from Maine. If you've seen the movie Gettysburg, he's the one that helped save Little Round Top. Even though the Confederates had lost, as General Lee was leaving, Chamberlain knew he was in the presence of an impressive person. He made his troops stand up at attention as Lee went by. That was class, because Lee, whether you like him or not, was a good man. And after the war, he had an offer to use his name for advertising. A New York life insurance company offered him tons of money. He said, "My name is not for sale." And he took a lower paying job at Washington College in Lexington, Virginia. And if you get a chance, you need to go to that school. Later on, the name would be changed to Washington and Lee College. And it's a beautiful campus. They keep it immaculate. But you can see his office in Washington and Lee. They have it set up like it would have been when he was there. He spent a lot of time writing letters, oftentimes writing to former soldiers, widows, and he would send his autograph to those people, and a lot of times you'd see them even used as fundraisers, because even back then, a lot of people wanted a signature of such an important man. This is one of the letters from Washington College at the time, and it's written in 1870. He died on October 12th, 1870. So this is just a few months before he died, but he still has that large lettering on the Robert R.E. Lee signature. During that time, he also signed a lot of photographs. And This is one of the photographs. Get it up there so you can see it. And you can see that classic Lee signature. And you can see he wasn't an ancient man, but he'd been through hell. And you can see by the look on his face, that's a man that's been through unimaginable horrors. So as far as collectability, that's a great picture, perfect signature. You couldn't ask for a better signature. The only thing you could get better on that is when the signature was done and what he looked like in the image. This is one of my favorites that I've ever had. This one is Lee during the war, and it's signed as well, R.E. Lee. But if you notice, he's in his Confederate general's coat. See the stars on the collar? And it's got a Petersburg, Virginia photographer mark on the back. Petersburg's right outside of Richmond. Important place because it was one of the last lines before they had to evacuate Richmond. Now, as far as value, the value of Lee autographs has backed off a little bit over the last years. There were a few big collections of Lee autographs and Lee documents that came to the market, and when that happens, it usually backs the price down a little bit. But quality pieces to this point have always held their own and picked back up when that happens. Nobody's got a crystal ball, so buy what you like. Don't buy what you think you're going to get rich on. Because if I knew what was going to get me rich, I'd have bought it already and you wouldn't have got a chance at it. But I digress. As far as the letters go, it all depends on content. This one is a good letter while he was at West Point. Perfect signature, general content, and it's on the website for sale at $3,450. The post-war letter, every bit as good as signature, done right before he died, pretty document. It's on there for $2,450. As far as the images, these are known as CDVs, and they're a way to mass produce images of famous people. He signed that one in his own hand, and the autograph is perfect. That one is on there for $3,450. And the one of Lee in the uniform, this one brought almost $6,000 at one time. Currently, I have it for sale on there at $4,650. It's a great image, great autograph, nice back mark. So that is a little bit of the range that you will see autographs of Robert E. Lee for sale these days. I can't believe I forgot one of the coolest things about Lee. I'm a one-row mule, and once I start down a different row, I get lost. There's one thing about Lee that states what an amazing person and military tactician he was. When Lincoln saw that they were going to war, he goes to Lee and he says, "Will you please lead the Union Army?" Lee goes to think about it, and he comes back to Lincoln and he says, "Man, I appreciate it, but I can't go against my home state of Virginia." And that's why he was a Confederate. How many times has it ever been where one person was offered leadership of both sides of a war? That's Robert E. Lee. And that is one of the things that is amazing about him. If you get a chance, you need to read about him because he's more than just your average soldier. Get a chance, go to Lexington. It's Washington and Lee College. I'm sure with things going on right now, they have a virtual tour. Tell them I sent you. Tell them I love that place because you can go, you can see his office, and right outside the office is the horse that he had during the war was named Traveler. And there's some wonderful pictures of Robert E. Lee on Traveler. Traveler's buried right outside of his office. And I hope that you've enjoyed today. I know I rambled a little bit because I like this stuff, and it's fun for me to get to share it with you. Not just be the crazy man that sits over there learning a little bit about old stuff. I hope that each one of you have a wonderful day. I hope you stay healthy. When you get the opportunity, I hope that you are kind to each other. And I hope that you remember that I love you. Y'all have a great day.